Welcome back, everyone, once again to the AEL University League. We are in week number 4, of course. We've got another exciting night of some Counter-Strike coming up. Of course, as always, my name is Tuesbees, also known as Luther, and I'm joined by the lovely TwoTapTony. Tony, how are we going tonight?
Well, good. I'm keen to see some more Uni League action ahead of us.
Yeah, absolutely right. Well, you know, it's always another week, another round of exciting matches up ahead, of course. And we do, before we get into it, of course, have to thank our lovely, lovely sponsors for helping us put this show on.
Yeah, of course, we've got to thank Predator, AOC, and RG. Predator, conquer new worlds with Predator Gaming today. Predator are the gaming PC partner here for the AEL. And as I said, conquer new worlds today with the power and precision in your hands, brought to you by Predator Gaming. Of course, AOC too, the best viewing experience, the global leader for monitor display technology, TwoTapTony. And of course, more than 50 years of experience, AOC has delivered exceptional viewing experience. Whether you're at the office, at home, or you're just doing some gaming, AOC have you covered as well. RIG, what it takes to win, we'll see whether these teams have what it takes to win this evening. Of course, it's RMIT Black versus UWAES, and well, RIG develop quality headsets, deliver superior audio for everybody that's competitive gaming or streaming at any sort of level. Join the RIG team today and enhance your gaming experience.
Yeah, again, big shout outs, of course, to Predator, AOC Gaming, and RIG for helping, you know, make this show possible, make it, you know, give all these players a platform to show what exactly they can do at the university level, representing their unis, getting into some Counter-Strike. And speaking of getting into some Counter-Strike, of course, we are going to be getting into our map number 1 shortly. It is going to be over on Mirage. Of course, we've got the likes of UWAES 1 versus RMIT Black coming up ahead. And this one should be quite the interesting one, Tony.
Interesting to see, of course, RMIT Black opting to pick this Mirage first. And, you know, of course, I spoke with Matt last week about RMIT's matchup and how, you know, they've had a storied history as a university. And it was very unfortunate to see them actually lose 2-0 last week to, I believe, the dropouts from UTS. And, you know, RMIT Black just not looking in the same form as they've historically been in the previous seasons.
Yeah, RMIT Black has always kind of been, you know, a bit of one of those names as far as the Uni League goes. We've seen a lot of kind of, you know, very well-established players just overall in the local Counter-Strike scene come from RMIT and play under this name. So it's definitely got a bit of a legacy to live up to. So when it comes to, you know, wanting results, of course, definitely a bit of pressure there to perform. We certainly do have some names in the server, of course. You know, a lot of fresh faces, a lot of players looking to try and make their way through. One player, though, who I do see that should be very interesting to see is Bibian. Of course, she plays for Mindfreak outside of the regular outside of the University League as far as in other competitions go. So definitely that kind of step up where definitely a player to look towards as far as experience on the roster. Should be very interesting to see. I think we should be getting underway pretty shortly. We do have 10 players in the server, Tony. So I think the LO3 has gone in and we should be getting this one ready to go.
Yeah, we are going to go live in our first map, Mirage. RMIT Black's map pick, so the University of Western Australia going to be on that CT side. Of course, you see the rosters in front of you. Simba Claus now, JPC, Desolate, and Bazzy. And of course, for the side of RMIT Black, as you've already alluded to, Bibian, Panda, Stonepix, Mitzi, and Hypno. But that roster, and it's interesting to see, of course, that we get to see Mitzi and Stonepix back in this roster. Two players that, you know, kind of caught me and Matt by surprise, at least last week for this RMIT Black side as well, with the seasoned name of Bibian.
Yeah, of course. Well, we are going to be getting this one done. JPC able to find that first kill on a Stonepix. Definitely, you know, quite a nice opening frag. Hypno is able to find one back, however, to make it a 4-on-4, making his way all the way up into mid somehow, and managing to find that second kill, fighting the players over towards CT, where Simba will go for the re-peek over towards the other side. Bomb now going down on towards the B side. 3-on-3, UWAES now up on for the retake here. They're just going to be pushing all together through market for the most part. They've got a kit on them, but only one player actually having any armor, so that definitely could be a bit worrying, especially when Bibian is ready on the other side alongside Panda, and they're just going to be able to take this one away.
Some very, very quick taps there out of the side of RMIT Black, getting pistol done as soon as possible. and getting hopefully to those SMGs. We'll see what they opt to force up here. Actually going to be some AKs, believe it or not. Disby's going straight from pistols to AKs, full armor across the board, and of course MAC-10 and a Galil there in the midst. And unfortunately for the side of University of Western Australia, going to have to be stuck to only the pistols and P250s and a flash, and a cheeky little Zeus in there.
Well, we see a little bit of an early engagement there from Mitzi, though, just spraying away over towards Lower, spotting out Bazzi, just trying to get some control there if possible, but not quite going to be allowed. That Panda, meanwhile, peeking out over towards A. Will be good to find that one kill and trying to go for the second as Simba Claus does fall down. JPC just playing around the ladder, hoping to get into a better position. All the players running out, but Hypno will be able to just spray out that MAC-10 and take them out. Bibian on for the frags as well, finding that one onto Bazzi, as now and Desolate are left as the last one standing. Just trying to play around, but again, Bibian just going for the sprays, you know, trying to find those shots through the smoke wherever possible, and will be able to connect them. RMIT Black are now able to take a second round with another bomb plant going their way, and they're looking rather good as they do it, but now the CT side, they're also ready to buy back up.
And you can see Scouts M4s now coming out for the side of the CT, and you can see a few nades as well to boot, and some flashbangs could be potential in stopping a hit from coming in, because RMIT Black have been pretty aggressive so far. Very, very strong start for them for the moment, but of course, University of Western Australia not too discrepant for the moment. As RMIT Black looking to take some mid control, up through low goes Panda. Mitzi to back, and scout shot from Simba. Up towards connector, half tag and a Mitzi. Good shot being landed. For the moment, just very cautious, playing about the map. RMIT Black trying to take as much space as possible.
Panda getting up there will be able to find that kill onto Bazzi. He's traded at least, so there is something. Advantage in numbers still going the way of RMIT Black, however, 4-on-3, although two of their players, you know, obviously down at that 30-ish HP mark, so definitely a bit of a disadvantage there, but of course, now having all this control over towards the A side, Bibian also peeking out will be able to find Desolate. They're able to just get the bomb plan very nice and neat there. Now it's all on Now and JPC to try and make their way back in if they can, and it doesn't look like they're entirely shying away from this one. Stone Picks will be over towards that jungle position, does get spotted out, so at least that is an entry back towards the site for the CT side of things. But they're not really going to be budging more than that. For the most part, just looking towards those exit frags if they can, take some guns away from their opposition, but other than that, there's not really a lot more they can do there. They don't have the kit, and they don't have a whole lot of util to go for it, so conceding this round, certainly the right move here. Now also able to find another pick onto Mitzi, and Hypno almost going down, but won't quite.
Yeah, you can see third round to RMIT Black. And, well, two speaks, we said RMIT Black were looking a little bit out of form, maybe looking in form this evening to start it off with a 3-0, and the side of University of Western Australia, they're going to have to be a bit of a different buy this time around. A few deagles, and four still in the hands of JPC, so this could be potential for maybe a hold, but of course the AWP power pans up, and the rest of them completely cashed up, just taking a few pot shots, and again, taking so much early mid control, and University of Western Australia just happy to give it to them. Yeah,
UWA certainly, you know, they want to find some kind of control, they want to find some sort of CT aggression, but for the most part, it's just been the same story. RMIT, they swing out very aggressively, find opening picks, and then with that, control of the map is completely lost by that CT side of the University of Western Australia. And we're going to see more of that as well, as those Molotovs force the players out of position over towards CT there. Ticket booth being mollied to force Simba Claus to fall back off, and now tries to fight around the corner, but will be denied any opportunity. RMIT Black able to flush out their opposition in that round, not losing so much as a single player. And now things are looking really good for them. If they can just hold this form, survive another CT side buy round, they certainly have that momentum behind them now, and they're certainly getting the money as well. Hypno, after buying in this round, has $9,000 to spend. Bibian close to 7k as well. So there's a lot going for them here, and they're going to be finding those early fights once again.
Completely flushed for cash and completely flushed for mid control for the moment. RMIT Black, you can see Panda gonna go through the short line, just try and find maybe a shot, but of course University of Western Australia do have an AWP in their hands. Simba Claus Gonna wield that one, but Mitzi. A little pick on a JPC. One will be grabbed by Bibian, and RMIT Black looking to maybe take some short control this time to B. Shot from Simba, though, through the smoke. Very nicely disciplined. RMIT Black now have an entry to the B site. The pick off of Mizzy onto Desolate. And Simba Claus looking to hold this cross here, but flashed off the angle. Perfect shot. Very nice from Simba Claus so far.
Oh, that's some just beautiful timing coming out there. Just being able to fire and find that shot. Even still, though, the fact it's traded is a bit unfortunate for that CT side. Is now they're going to have to try and go for the retake 2-on-3. Again, down a player. That's if they go for this at all, though. They do have their kit on Bazzi, so maybe something can be found there. Now they've got their pick over to Mitzi as well, down on 13 HP. Now 0. Stone Picks will be able to get the pick back, but is found with that cheeky little angle now. Ready for this 1v1. Trying to go for it and will be attempting to bait out the player. Just taps the bomb. Hypno forcing to go in for the peak, but will be able to hit the shot as RMIT Black just narrowly take that one 5-0. But that is still very much so close around from that CT side, but not exactly the way they wanted it to go.
Yeah, definitely not the way they wanted to go. Maybe some more picks from Simba, but of course, down 2 already. Some impressive shots with that snipe. A little bit of a run boost on to Mitzi early on. RMIT Black showing a little bit of confidence as well. You see the whole side of UWA, of course, just stuck to... Ooh, scout shot from not now. I was going to say, stuck to a bit of a eco round here, but of course, scout out. Good shot to be landed. Drops at AK and potentially a retrievable one now. Trades out Stone Picks over towards Connector. RMIT Black have lost a few members in this early engagement.
They're losing a few members, but UWA, of course, losing some as well. Back down to the 2 versus 2 as Desolate finds that kill onto Bibian. Will maybe try and pick up that gun, although not quite confident that they can get out on the other side completely unscathed. Mitzi will be running out over towards the A site with the bomb out, of course. We'll be able to now get that plant down as they do lock it in. UWA once again on this retake situation. It seems to happen time after time where they just give up control of that site, but they will be looking to re-enter here. The scout and the AK working around and now having the angle onto Mitzi does tag him down towards 54 HP. Hypno trying to find a kill in retaliation. Will actually land it with the HE. Perfectly landing on target, and Desolate to fall as well as those AKs and that utility just shredding through the retake from UWA. Again, they did a lot with those pistols, certainly so much damage, but now with a 6-0 scoreline, this is starting to look a little bit rough. They're going to be getting back into their buy. They've even got an AWP. Make that 2. But what can they do with it?
Make it 3. There's going to be triple AWP set up here for the University of Western Australia. You can see all posing a threat. Bazzi over towards Connector with peek towards top and mid. Beautiful peek off of the flash from Desolate. University of Western Australia start this one off with an early lead. 21 over towards middle, and for the moment, RMIT Black not looking to show all too much presence towards that side of the map. Another shot from Simba. Maybe the rifles ain't the way they want to play it. The snipers seem to be doing a little bit better for the moment. 2 players already dead from RMIT Black. We're not even a minute into this round, Two's.
Yeah, not ideal, but now, as we get to that kind of halfway mark of the round, of course, this T-side hoping to try and pick things back up. They've still got a little bit of util on Hypno. They've got that smoke and Molotov if they want to try and make their way towards a site. A few flashes as well to cover their way as they go for those swings to try and get their way up. But this triple orb setup, definitely not conventional, but certainly working out for UWA. Now, RMIT, they're looking to try and regroup over towards the B side here. They've only got 2 players to worry about, of course, Simba and JPC just sitting. And JPC in a really great angle boost up on that back side there. Will try and take the fight, but the T side pushing back out. Will be able to get those engagements, though. Simba Claus able to find 2 kills with that AWP. Will make it happen. And now we see UWA on their first round.
That's beautiful stuff. Again, Simba Claus. This AWP might be the point we look for the University of Western Australia to really call these rounds back together. Of course, beautiful pick to start as well from Bazzi, so maybe just needed to get the snipers into play. RMIT Black, though, of course, as we said, flushed for cash earlier on. Still plenty of it to burn through. Desolate Bazzi A lot of early damage from that molly towards connector. Spotted one on the short cross. That's Hypno legged up for the moment, but still able to rush it up through here. JPC is going to have to hold well. Hypno trades it with confidence from Vivian with a peek. The stone picks. B site completely open up the table for RMIT Black.
And now they've got their site opened up. They absolutely have themselves set up to try and take this around. UWA still standing in the way, have those two orbs, but they're not really charging forward. They're just looking for those exit points because, again, down by so much, there's not really too much of an entry, and saving it for the next round seems to be the play they want to go for here. That being said, they can only concede so many of these rounds. At some point, they're going to have to start just going for these risky ones because that scoreline, which is about to hit 7-1, that's really not looking too great, and that's setting RMIT Black up to have a really great T-side. That's going to absolutely give them an advantage, of course, at the half swap over, even after the economy resets, and we see that them on the CT side of things. But once they're in that position, of course, you know, having all those rounds behind them, there's so much less pressure to have to just keep up that same form, because you can just, you know, find rounds at point by point and take it away. That's the beauty of having such a wide scoreline like this. UWA, though, hoping to close that out as best as they can.
Yeah, only the double AWP set up this time. They've run out. Well, actually, they still kind of had the money to get Simba Claus that AWP if they wanted to, but M4 and no util here for Simba Claus this round on the side of RMIT Black. Vivian using a few early nades maybe, and you can see actually very, very passive hold from the side of University of Western Australia. Hypno trying to go for that jungle peek early and catch maybe the UWA player off guard for the moment, but you can see, fortunately for RMIT Black, losing that player early means that this this A take might be a little bit less full force than they would like.
Maybe not the same kind of force they'd be hoping for, but still definitely a lot to be shown from RMIT Black. Now we see the Molotovs come through, we start to see them slowly taking control. UWA having already rotated their players over towards CT, very much ready for a fight. Bazzi! He does find that shot, but hitting through the wall there will spare Panda's life down to 2 HP. So still having a fighting chance in this one, but Mitzi will not. Now being able to get over the boost, will be able to find that shot and just get the spray perfectly. Stonepix still able to get that plant, but will sustain a little bit of damage. Does manage to back away as the flashes cover the push back through over towards that main side of things. And now that they've got the bomb down, RMIT Black able to play this very passively in the post plan here. Bibian spotting that jump up, will be able to find that kill onto Bazzi, maybe go for another one as well. Panda able to peek out and take fights, and now all of a sudden it's 3-on-3. UWA trying to make their way back in, and they will find 2 quick picks to do it, though. All on a stone picks, 1 versus 3. Be getting spotted out, will be dragged into that fight, and JPC able to find it in their favor. UWA finding round number 2.
Yeah, very interesting retake there. You always felt like RMIT Black had the positions there, but University of Western Australia able to check the corners, check every single position, and that molly to flush, of course, firebox out and just isolate that they had to be towards main or underneath Palace. Very nice stuff from University of Western Australia to pick up that second. Now, still, RMIT Black flush for cash for the moment, so they do have a buy, but now starting to dwindle a little bit. Desolate finding Bibian early on, but a quick trade out from Hypno. Stone picks, and Hypno in the spot now. The peak towards ticket booth. RMIT Black not even needing too much util. It's just going to be straight gunfights being taken for the moment.
Nice little pick as well from Desolate. Simba finding that one too. Making it back into that 2-on-2, but again, just that side control being gained by RMIT Black certainly is favorable that they're able to get another plant down. We should see Panda sticking that one. As now, once again, it's a retake situation, but Simba finding that early pick does help, but Panda making it a 1 versus 1, catching off Desolate and having an idea of where his opposition will play from, sets themselves up for an excellent 1 versus 2 in the end there. Panda able to find both of those kills and make the round happen for RMIT Black. Just when it looked like so much damage was dealt by the CT side of UWA, they managed to claw it back RMIT and find their way to round number 8, now securing themselves the advantage at the half. Anything more than they can find than that, of course, being a nice little extra. And we'll see what they are able to find, but now looking to shut that down, finding almost a second kill there, but the M4 spray not quite landing on target. Fortunately, that HE will, knocking Panda down oh so low, and the Molotov might be there to finish them off as well.
It is. Molly doesn't actually land, but just the shot from now is enough to do it. Mitzi up through connector. Actually, all of RMIT Black coming up through connector and getting stopped in their tracks for the moment. It's just left to Stone Picks. Those are ones in jungle. Those that ones towards the ticket booth are spotted it. Headshot lane, wallbang, and another on the desolate Stone Picks. With some very sharp, impressive aim, looking to now retrieve that bomb. Both of the University of Western Australia players up through connector, and Stone Picks has read it. He's looking to rotate all the way around to B, and for the moment, University of Western Australia not going to expect this.
UWA certainly is still expecting that A push as they look to try and swarm around the site, checking everything they can, just in case they're hiding around, but not anticipating that the full rotate could have come through so soon. I think now that they're kind of anticipating it, we'll start to back away over towards CT slowly. As that bomb gets planted, they certainly will be a bit more hot on their tails. Well, Stone Picks will have a bit of time to set themselves up for the post-plant situation. Still only on 22 HP and no util to work with. Does make things a little bit more difficult, but still the positioning being absolutely solid there as JPC falling down, trying to fall back out of the market window. Will now be on Simba to try and get the refrag if possible, but Stone Picks just playing so passively here, waiting for the sound cue to be given, but the back of his head being spotted, doesn't expect that. The angle looked so good, but Simba found a better one. Will be able to get that defuse in. No kit necessary, but should have the time. That bomb ticking away, but won't be able to tick far enough, as UWA just barely make the retake happen. Absolutely beautiful with the positioning. Just that little pixel of the side of Stone Picks' back being spotted. The difference between that round going one way or the other.
From Stone Picks, you saw as soon as he got that bomb down, he was able to get up into apartments and isolate that fight into the window player coming from Market. Very smart call to make, but unfortunately, RMIT Black now stuck to the pistols here. They've run out of cash in their back pockets, and this is where the University of Western Australia can really take the lead back from here. Of course, it's a heavy favor in terms of RMIT Black side, but well, guns, util, everything favors University of Western Australia. It's a flash out, it's a hit, and it's a spray down from JPC Stinky, taking 3 players on the drop window. Stone Picks with that AK though has found the way to the side. Stone Picks able to find a shot back and trades it. Desolate with his M4 just trying to land one shot onto the bench player, maybe one towards the side of sight. That bomb could look to go down in a minute. RMIT Black now set up for the post plant, but they don't have the positions they so desperately need now, coming out through the market to take them both out. University of Western Australia make a quick retake to there, but RMIT Black on an eco, 2 kills on a bomb plant, not too shabby.
Not at all. UWA definitely making this a lot more competitive now. I mean, that 3K from JPC certainly so much being done there to stop that push. Even though RMIT were able to get that plant down, which again is going to be that extra $800 each, so they do keep that economy going rather nicely for them. But even still, despite that, UWA overall having quite the solid CT side, just defending that B side so well. And now we're back to this point once again. RMIT looking to establish themselves as they play this default once more. Hypno finding a very solid pick over towards mid. That's going to open up a lot of control now for the T side to do something there. They've got control now all towards the top and bottom of mid, and they're ready to try and make a strike off this. If they can take that bomb over towards one of the sides, maybe towards A would be the plan, of course. Having that player in Stone Picks sitting back towards Palace, being able to just split onto the site, this certainly could work out rather well for them. They've got to play cautiously, though, because the CT's still around the corner, and now will be in perfect position to shut them down. Will find 2 and manage to stay alive a little bit longer. Tries to go for the 3rd, but only knocking Panda down to 6 HP, as the recovery is strong from RMIT, finding 2 kills back. Now onto Simba and JPC to make it happen. What can they do? That bomb still being dropped down towards stairs, but that miss from Stone Picks an opportunity.
Yeah, it's a beautiful opportunity to be found. He takes up, jumps up, Simba claws. Stone Picks and Hypno fall, and well, caught in the moment. University of Western Australia answer. Very good on that A-hold, and RMIT Black again stuck to pistols. It seems that University of Western Australia have found their ace of the hole. They've found their way back into this game, and it starts with these first few rounds in this first half, and then, of course, going over to that second pistol and converting it into more. RMIT Black, once again, Class B takes to happen. Simba Claws with the M4. Trying to hit the spray, but RMIT Black have found their way into sight, but not with the discrepancy of losing a few members. Simba Claws to burn to the molly.
Oh no.
So is Panda. No, not like this. Just wanted the gun, but he meant more than he could deal with now. From short to take stone picks, and University of Western Australia, well, they didn't need to find too many shots. It was just a beautiful molly and a beautiful stop to that bead take from RMIT Black.
Simba is finding to end themselves as well. Well, that's certainly one way to get the round done, Tony, but we definitely are seeing a bit of a recovery from UWA, of course. You know, this was like an 8-1, 8-2 scoreline, and now 6-8 as UWA are bouncing back into this one. Certainly playing a lot more solid Counter-Strike, just playing very well off each other as they've really found themselves in this game here. RMIT certainly hoping that they can just try and make this next round in their favor, of course, to just have that more solid advantage at the half as we go into the last round of this first one. We will see, though, the picks coming out from the CT side, establishing that bit of aggression we see now. Take that pick onto Panda, but 2 picks will be found back instead from RMIT. Now, still up, alive, and kicking, though, we'll find one more as Hypno attempts to peek out over towards Palace, but will get shut down. That bomb now making its way over towards the B side, just running out as they go through Apps, and Bibian not quite spotting that player towards the back of sight. Still, Simba Claws ready to fight.
Yeah, it's still able to live for the moment. Bibian taken out, traded back by Mitzi, but now down to 3 points of HP. Full util to boot. Type of stone picks to position well, play off the trade of his teammate Mitzi, tucked in short corner. And players coming from either side, one from market and one from that short position. Stone pick's going to be jumping up on the van, scouting now towards short. Smoke. Cover off the angle. It's about how you can isolate these fights right now for Mitzi. It's just about holding this market walk, and it will be spotted. Bazzi taken, traded by now, and well, the time is the essence. The time is almost too far away. The tap on, but doesn't exactly know that Stone Picks is wrapped completely around the back of the site. RMIT Black to find 9 to close it.
Nice little advantage there, of course, but UWA still having quite a lot of rounds there, so being able to bring their way back up into it if they are able to find that pistol. Have a quick look at the scoreboard, and you'll see now currently leading on the T side, or now on the T side anyway, at 17 to 10 kills. Quite a lot of damage being dealt as well, sitting at 108 ADR, but Hypno also doing a lot on the other side at 110, so overall, really strong stats coming up from both of those players who have been looking so good for their respective teams. But now, of course, getting into this one for our second half, we are just going to be seeing UWA go for this contact B approach. We see the smokes coming forth as Mitzi left on first contact, trying to find the shot back, will end up falling down to Desolate, running out on the site with that Glock and clearing the way up over towards Market. Will find more headshots as well, as now only one player remains in Bibian, attempting to get back to that side, but the T side having it on a complete lockdown. Nice little shot onto Simba Claws, though.
Yeah, but still has to deal with so many more University Western Australia players. Here you can see tuck close corner. Bibian though checks sit. 2 players just outside of the van for the moment, walking up. Bazzi looking to scout the info. Bibian looking to be the killer and looking to find the 5k here in this round. But of course that bomb is ticking so ever so close to detonation. Bibian catches now on the jump. A beautiful reactive shot. Bibian to take 3 in the round, but it's still University of Western Australia be picking up the first in the second half. Guns now secured. Mac 10s, potentially Galeals. I don't think we'll be seeing an AK though from them.
Probably not, but well, actually, no, we do see now buy one up, and we see a PP Bison come for Simba Claws as well, which, you know, haven't seen one of those in a game I've cast in quite some time, I do have to say, but hey, what better place to bring it out than the AEL University League, of course. Simba Claws definitely showing what they can do with that SMG. Bit of an unconventional buy, but still quite the interesting one as RMIT Black just sitting back with a few upgraded pistols and some USPs. hoping just to take guns out of hands for the most part, if they can stop a plant. That definitely would be a bonus, but for the most part, just playing back and stacking this A site as we see the fights come out, just going for these swings. Simba is going to be spraying away with that PP Bison, but will fall back off. And so far, no one really going down on either side. Stonepix is taken down to 3 HP, but won't sustain too much more damage, although Bazzy able to find that shot onto Bibian, hoping to collect a second kill. Will be able to, but runs out of bullets, and Mitzi will be there for the trade. That bomb now making its way towards the B side as the University of Western Australia players now knowing that it's clear.
Definitely know that the B side's completely up for the take. King Galil, as we said, picked up by Mitzi. Could be a thorn in this UWA side, but of course Simba Claus with that BP Bison underneath connector, holding for the push, and actually has caught the right player there. Hypno trade at Desolate, and there it is, another with the PP Bison from Simba Claus. 2 getting cashed up in a pause now for the University of Western Australia. You can see that they're now starting to close that gap that was so big in this first half. It's just 1 separating these teams. RMIT Black have forced up with the AWPs, the M4s, and everything they could look to muster here. But Twosbees, this has been an interesting game so far. RMIT Black, of course, coming out of the gate swinging, but the University of Western Australia is starting to show some adaptability.
I mean, they're certainly showing that they can, you know, roll with the punches and find their way back in. RMIT Black, they looked a lot more solid towards the start of this one, where they had that really advanced scoreline. But now, you know, having a look at the scoreboard, you can kind of see the moment where RMIT Black weren't quite able to keep up that same pace. You saw the 6 rounds in a row, and then UWA pick things up on their CT side, especially towards the end of that first half there. Now, being able to kick things off with a bang as well on their T side, certainly looking to catch up here. Only 1 round deficit between the 2 teams. We do have this pause coming out. Not quite sure what the reasoning is. Tony, maybe you have some insight.
One of the players has let me know that his doorbell has rang. So whether we don't know what the doorbell rung for. Maybe it's Uber Eats, maybe it's something else. Who knows? But of course, we'll be seeing the freeze now be cancelled, and of course the game go back underway. And hopefully, you know, whatever urgency was, hopefully it was attended to.
Guess they might have gotten their food or something like that. I could sure go for some as well. I'm thinking about getting myself some food delivered, but instead it's going to be these teams that are delivering quite the excellent match at Counter-Strike, of course, for you all now. 8-9. University of Western Australia only 1 round away from catching up to the precedent RMIT Black were able to set at the end of that first half. Although now the RMIT side have themselves the bye, the AWP in Hypno's hands, everything is just going for them, and they're hoping that'll be enough to hold off this push coming from UWA as they push out here now. Bibian taking first contact, will be able to find those 2 kills, but Bazzy coming up from above will find it. Still though, the 2-for-1 special, quite a good deal for RMIT as they look to crack their way back in towards the side. That nice little gap as well in the CT smoke doing Hypno some wonders. But Panda will fall down, caught out in the middle of nowhere as Bazzy holds from the palace side.
Ooh, Hypno starting to use that all very, very well. You saw the gap being peaked, and then was able to hold that shot from Firebox. Beautiful hold on the read seat to RMIT Black, and the University of Western Australia stopped in their tracks for the moment, but they still have the cash from the bomb plant. They still have money to potentially buy for 3 of these players, and could maybe drop a Galil, a MAC-10, even a PP Bison across to a teammate. RMIT Black, though, keeping so many members alive is the name of the game here. They want to keep their cash an even margin here, and of course, Famous out for Panda this time around. RMIT Black, though, double digits, and well, a round they much necessarily needed to stop University of Western Australia getting that confidence.
Certainly what they're trying to do is just stop them from getting their way back into this and getting that momentum forward, of course. Panda able to get that kill on to Bazzy as the smoke pops, but spots him beforehand. So, nice little bit of aggression coming out from that app side as RMIT Black established themselves with that map control. UWA, of course, hoping to do the same, just playing around towards all corners of the map so far, but no one really is set up in any trade potential. They're just kind of very much so separated around the map here. Simba Claus does take a little bit of damage from that HE, attempting to make their way up through that bottom of mid. Meanwhile, the bomb carrier in JPC up towards the top side, hoping to make their way through as well. But so far, not really too many more fights being taken. RMIT Black certainly not having to, of course, being that player ahead. It certainly is beneficial to just hold on to that numbers advantage and run with it for as long as they can, as UWA are going to be forced into this push. Speaking of which, looks like they might be grouping up for this A side hit here. The bomb making its way back over, maybe looking to try and split onto the side here.
Yeah, University of Western Australia, you can see smoke being set up by now. And the hit looking to come A. Was Panda still looking at the apartments? It's Bibby and catch one on the walk out to a main. A second tap now falls. And so does Simba Claus. Mitzi, the only one to lose life from the RMIT Black side. And as I said, keeping as many players alive as much as possible is the way that RMIT Black have been able to stack their cash up. You can see flush for it for the moment. A few plays around that 4K margin. Looking to drop a gun over to a teammate. And you can see that the University of Western Australia, they're not gifted that luxury. They didn't get the bomb plant that round. And of course, 11 to 8 now. University of Western Australia looking to maybe set up for an apartment to take with just a lurk over a day.
Certainly is what they're trying to gun for here. We'll see UWA just playing back there for the most part, but waiting for contact to be made. Contact B approach, of course, could work out for them, as now that they've got that made, still Panda will have that information, but the push not coming through yet. The flash instead popping out over towards that get right angle to try and just take some control, but UWA not forcing up the push as of yet, just waiting for it. Now the call being given here. RMIT Black, for the most part, holding on, will be able to find those two picks. Hypno able to get a third, and the fourth player to fall, leaving Desolate all by himself. Will be unable to find any damage, as RMIT Black, the closest thing they come to losing a player is having Panda knocked down to 3 HP. But they will still be able to hold on to that gun, as we see another pause come through. RMIT Black hold on to that lead, 12 to 8.
Yeah, we can see, not sure the nature of the pause, whether it's attack or tech. Mitzi's are surely, it's another doorbell answer, but no, it's a tactical this time. Of course, JPC letting us know that the University of Western Australia, they're feeling the pressure now. RMIT Black have really started to inch these rounds back into their favor, and you can see just tossing pistols around for the moment. They've got plenty of cash, why not? Deagles for 3 of them as well. Upgrading the pistols is, you know, more than necessary if you've got this much cash in your back pocket too. Speeds for the side of University of Western Australia, we're still yet to see what they're looking to buy here. And of course, it is a true question to what they're going to go for here, because they've tried that A take. It hasn't seemed to work out because RMIT Black stacked it up a little bit heavier in that last round. And then they tried to go for B. RMIT Black were quick to answer with the rotate, and you can see very good calls being made by the RMIT Black side. Very omnipresent on this map for the moment.
Very much so. Hypno able to find that pick over towards Desolate will be just another nice entry found by RMIT, as they again solidify themselves with that control over the map. Now having that player just posted up over towards mid. Mitzi there as well to help out, just establishing that control. UWA unable to find themselves any presence over on that side of things. So now when they go for this hit over towards A, as they've grouped themselves up for, they're going to be ready to go out together here. Smoke to go out from Bibian, as Bazzy does walk in front of it for a second there, and will be able to cop a nade there. Knocked down to 57 HP. Quite a little bit of damage being done there by Stone Picks. Hoping to do a bit more, swing back and forth onto Simba Claus. Does land a bit of the spray, but nothing fatal as of yet. Bibian will be able to connect a shot through the smoke, as UWA do look keen to go out, but so much information given away, especially now as we see Mitzi having pushed up all the way behind. This could spell disaster. They've waited so long to push out, and RMIT Black having to read will be able to shut it down and drop the bomb carrier. Now Bazzy left in a 1-on-4. No util, no control to work with. 29 HP, forced to back away.
You can see being held bomb in the hands of RMIT Black. It's actually going to be picked up, but it's Mitzi. I said, and I was about to say, didn't get an opportunity to get any kills on that flank, because of course RMIT Black were just so quick to answer and rotate to that side, but able to pick one up in the end. 13 now from RMIT Black. Once again, broken economy for the University of Western Australia. It's a loss bonus that they've got, but unfortunately just not enough to get that full AK and utility buy to come through. Just going to be looking for a potential over-aggressive play from RMIT Black. But what we've seen so far, very structured in how they want to play these few rounds out.
It'll be very interesting to see how this one goes, of course. We do have another map coming up of either way, though. That one is going to be on Overpass, so it should be rather exciting to see how these teams will battle over there. But as far as this map goes so far, RMIT Black really just looking to get this one over and done with. UWA hoping to do what they can with these pistols. Desolate looking to connect shots with the Tech 9, but not quite landing right on target. A Simbaclaw coming from the other side. It will be able to help out, though, as finally they take a player, but Vivienne all the way pushed up into Palace. Will just be in perfect position as she takes that one. Now it's all on Desolate, and now to make their way back around, and Panda just jiggling back and forth. The timing actually getting the better of them, as the bomb will be able to make their way in towards Apps. Maybe they can push up over towards B site. We'll have to see. 40 seconds left, but we already see the rotate coming through.
You can definitely see that RMIT Black in the heads of the University of Western Australia. Panda is going to be only short. Looking to maybe go up the ladder. Looking to hold window. Of course, University of West Australia, it's going to be maybe the full save here. Keeping a Tech 9 and CZ is probably what they're after right now. Not really much they could look to take here. Now running up through short. Desolate has also found Vivienne on the other side of things. Caught with the knife out. Stone Picks will fall. And the bomb needs to go down with 4 seconds, and now has got it. The plant is down, and I thought it was just going to be a save. It's now the round on in the hands of University of Western Australia. It's Hypno with this AWP in the 2v1. Knows that Desolate's got to be close, though. Needs to be ever so cautious on how to take market. It's wallbang, and it's a shot. It's now to pick it. 9 for the University of Western Australia. Nice try. Dropped in the chat by now. That's got a sting for RMIT Black.
It does, especially because that round 100% looked like it was going to be in their hands, but RMIT Black not quite able to get it going for them. They were looking so solid there as they had that advantage. They found all those picks, and it almost looked as well like they were able to take that control over, but just for whatever reason, it just fell apart. But we will see how this one will go then. Hypno finding that entry frag over towards Desolate does at least establish that control, and Bazzi losing so much health early on does at least toss that nade out, which will land onto Bibian playing around the corner. UWA finding a pick back as well as Mitzi just pushes up, holding W up mid, but will be met by that T-side player. Still some low HP on that T-side of things, but 4 versus 4 numbers now equal. They've got a lot of control to work with, but again, it's just going to be that A hit by the looks of things. Again, grouping up towards Bane and towards Palace. We'll have to see how RMIT Black can hold on to this one. Certainly shaken up by the events of that last round.
Definitely, you have to feel for him right now, because of course, this game still could be close in the hands of University of Western Australia, but of course, Stone Picks Bibian. Make some close angles, and finding the picks necessary. Bomb is dropped towards A main. Molly comes in. And JPC to isolate and deny that angle from being taken, but Panda. Stone picks Hypno. Stronghold with 30 seconds potentially here. Hypno back towards triple. Stone picks finds the shot. Hypno finds the second. RMIT Black find 14. And the University of Western Australia are able to be stopped in their tracks. You can see they desperately wanted 10, but RMIT Black is still fighting for this win on this first map.
They're fighting for this one, but UWA now definitely having that bit of a setback in their economy, losing that round, of course. So we are just going to be seeing them on that mixed SMG pistol buy. Still the PP buys in for Simbaclaws, and a huge chunk of damage by Panda, being able to find that opening kill onto Desolate, and so much more damage being dealt overall. Panda still just spraying away, will be able to catch the Simba out as Mitzi backs him up from the other side of things. Will be able to connect shots left and right. Only 1 bullet left in that M4A4, but will be able to reload it as the teammates come swarming through, shutting down that push completely from the University of Western Australia. And RMIT now on map point here, ready to take this one away on Mirage. We will see UWA with a final buy, of course. They are hoping that they can take this one and keep this map going, of course. But RMIT only needing one more solid round like that to knock them out of this one and send it over to Overpass. RMIT, this was their map pick, bear in mind, but Overpass will be UWA's home ground. We'll see what they can do over there.
Yeah, well, gotta keep that out of their minds for the moment. They found a cheeky little 3 to start the picks off. Beautiful shots being landed by the side of University of Western Australia. Bibian falls too. It's just Panda. Now, not knowing what hit them as their teammates have all fallen desolate. Up through the window, the sniper's nest. Looking for a cheeky little peek through the murder hole, but of course wallbang shot from Panda. This is going to be a hard retake to go for. The bomb still on its way here for University of Western Australia. A long rotate through, of course, from now. Just being held the angles. This is going to be a very long save, I feel. Unless University of Western Australia look to maybe steal the gun away up. Because they had paid plenty of money for RMIT bikes. So you don't really need to save, but of course they probably want to keep that sniper inbound for the next round.
Yeah, being able to have that certainly would be quite the advantage. I mean, look, they'll be able to buy up around this. Hypno is going to be at above $9,000 by the end of this, so, and most of the players will be above that 6K mark, but just not having to reinvest for the AWP certainly will do some wonders, so they'll have that going for them. RMIT Black definitely having their way back into this next round, as everyone will be able to buy, but really, this is the best course of action after all. Throwing that AWP away just to be able to find maybe a couple of guns when UWA can also buy them back up, not really worth it. But RMIT Black, they just need this one to, you know, tow them over the line and get their way into it. That's exactly what they're going to be going for here as they spend down most of their money across most of their players. Hypno the only one left with any significant amount in their bank account after this round. So certainly banking on this one. UWA going for that early push over towards mid once again. Flashes to go as they attempt to make their way out. Stone Pigs will be falling back as the window is smoked out, but Hypno not shying away will spot the back of Desolate. That is a beautiful angle and a nice opener, but now finding one back is Bibian pushing a little bit too close for comfort towards A main.
Oh, Hypno. Oh, yep, there it is. I was going to say he's full white, so he didn't see him for the moment, but Simclaws will finally fall. Quick trade back from JPC, and it's even. All things considered, so many early duels, and it goes silent here. Bazzi catches Mitzi out on the peak to short, and oh, instead it goes even, and now man advantage here for University of Western Australia. RMIT Black, which is Panda, and Stone Picks actually over towards that side of the map, looking to hold off A from the University of Western Australia, but of course, flashes, Molly, HE available. Looking to stop some angles from being peaked. That's about how RMIT Black can hold with just these 2 players left.
Well, hold they're going to. Stone Pick's in a pretty good angle here on short if the players do cross back over, so might be able to find an entry there. And Panda, they're on site to try and push up. No flashes as they attempt to go back out, but Stone Pick's having that Molotov and that HE might be able to find a pick off. Maybe not, though, as Bazzi has the angle onto him over towards Palace. Now Panda left in the 1 versus 2 trading, but look at the time. He's only got to stop this plant from coming forth, but Bazzi whiffing that shot maybe gives an opener. Doesn't matter, though. We'll go for the re-peek and find it in the end. Is now planning in a good position to stop that possibility of the trade kill coming out. And Bazzi just being there perfectly with the cover in the AWP. UWA certainly leaving it a little bit late there, but will be able to find the round nonetheless. 11-15. RMIT Black still leading, but unable to get over to that 16 mark just yet, as now they're down towards pistols.
Yeah, 5-7s. Just one Deagle. Potential push up mid. Bibian with confidence in the name and confidence in the aim, finding Desolate, but a trade back to Mitzi. JPC will be catching out Bibian. You can hear the 5-7 rattling off from Stone Picks too. Going up through unders, and potentially around the flank here to apartments. That's the bomb going towards B, and unfortunately, Stone Picks going to be spotting that player. Actually, just going to jump unders. Find JPC instead. AK picks up. Flash, no armor. The attempt for the read's sake as that bomb is planted and secured at this B site. Mollied off for the moment. But I believe in Stone Picks too, Spees.
Could be quite the clutch if we were to see it, but that HE, of course, going to absolutely do so much damage to destroy that possibility. Stone Picks falling off will be able to save the AK, unless they're stopped, of course, over by that player pushing in mid. Simberclaws does take that advanced position, but Stone Picks will be able to push up over towards A main. Maybe Bazzy will meet them. That is indeed a possibility. Stone Picks will be able to hold on, though, off camera as we see them upgrade that AK into an AWP. An even better save for RMIT Black. Just handed that gun. That's certainly one way to do it. Now we're going to be seeing the buy-up once again. The double AWP setup will come out as a result of that save and that extra money they've got laying around, and maybe that could be what makes it happen. The double AWP as well on the T side, it's certainly a bit more of an interesting and unconventional play. You're not typically too used to seeing that, but definitely have to see how it plays out. Smoke over towards a window as Stone Picks gets over to that left side, hoping to establish control if possible, just hiding behind it. But UWA just sitting in their default, passively taking map control.
Yeah, you can see both teams probably want to play this passive with the double AWP setup, not wanting to go for too many aggressive plays. Of course, no lower mid peaks this time from RMIT Black. You can see now HE on the Stone Picks takes it out. That's one AWP out of the play for the moment, and RMIT Black losing another early duel to the University of Western Australia. You can see those are the rounds that the University of Western Australia have been starting to pick up, is where they find a player off guard. Mitzi playing one towards lower mid, just underneath the window. Next to that bench, University of Western Australia. Now the T's all grouping up for this A side taking C, lining up the smokes, getting in the position ready. Of course, hiding amongst the CT cover. Needs to be aimed towards Firebox and a player just outside a connector.
The flash to pop out over towards A main as we see the peak now coming through from these players, but Hypno, Bibian shredding them down. Mitzi there as well will be able to make the 3-on-2 as the trades come back, though. The double AWP set up the only pieces that remain from UWA, and they're able to hit some impressive shots with it too. Bazzy just spotting that pixel of the top of Panda's head will be able to take them out, but Mitzi having the time on their side will show themselves with the bomb still going down. The fight being taken as Simberclaws holding on. The bomb will fall, but Mitzi still very much in this. Now finding that one player just needs to find the second, having a good idea with Simberclaws. He will be able to find it, and a nutty shot will come through as RMIT Black are able to find it, number 16 in the end. The lovely 1-on-2. Mitzi taking that round back in the favor of RMIT as they take this one away, and we are going to overpass as Mirage closes out with quite the spectacle.
Yeah, Mitzi. Beautiful spray discipline at the end of there. You can see just ever so prevalent of the angles that he can hold with that headshot line, and able to find that one at a firebox was so necessary to being able to take the confidence in that second peak. They're just isolating the headshots and being able to find it in the end. A close one, I have to say, from RMIT Black. As all things considered, it was very strong for them to start, but faltered a little bit at the end. University of Western Australia definitely made them work for it there on that first map.
Yeah, absolutely right, Tony. Well, we are going to be going to a quick break while we get this next match set up, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everyone, to the AEL University League, week number 4, of course. We've just seen that absolutely brilliant first map come out from UWA against RMIT Black. RMIT Black taking away their map pick 16-12 on Mirage and showing up quite full force there, but UWA certainly doing quite a lot to push them back there on that one.
It's definitely an interesting thing to see so many AWPs being pulled out. We saw triple AWP setups, we saw double AWP setups. It was crazy, even especially on the T side, not what you normally expect to see out of some of these teams. And of course, you know, if you can wield a sniper, why not use it? I have to say, a big game from Hypno. Of course, I spoke very highly of Mitzi's prowess. Of course, we know Bibi very experienced player. But Hypno had a very, very good first game there, I have to say. And maybe on the lookout here to start it off hot for RMIT Black going into Overpass.
Yeah, if I remember right, Hypno finishing with above 100 ADR at the end there, so a lot of damage being dealt overall. Really nice to see like how both sides were able to play amongst a lot of damage. We saw a lot of utility come through, especially a lot of that UD. A bit too much, I believe, for Simba there, mauling themselves in that one round, of course, but even still, you know, so much of that coming through, a lot of that tactical play just going from utility. All of these players really just playing their utmost with Counter-Strike here. Hoping to try and trade things back 1-1. That's the side of UWA hoping to tie things up and go evenly with this next map, of course, in this best of 2. But we are going to be seeing that one come out on their map pick, so maybe they've got the chance to do it. They definitely showed that they were able to fight very much so evenly alongside or up against that side of RMIT Black in that last one, so definitely a lot of potential from both sides here. We are going to be seeing players getting ready in the server as we're getting ready to go underway as soon as everyone is joined up, of course. But, Tony, how do you reckon this next map is going to play out?
I definitely feel like it's still going to be an even one. Of course, we saw it was RMIT Black's map pick in that last one. And Mirage is, you know, a map that everyone's played time and time again. It's, you know, one that's been around the pool for so long. But some of these teams maybe not so... of course, practiced on a map such as Overpass. Very strat heavy, very rotate heavy as well. You can go up through connector to A, or you can just take it straight back down to B. So many different angles as well to be taking towards that kind of fountain and long area. But, you know, it's going to be up to, I feel, the side of the University of Western Australia. Of course, we saw some big rounds from Now and Simba Claus. We need to see a little bit more from maybe Bazzy and JPC. And JPC, you know, he came in, he was still a solid force there, but I feel we need to see a little bit more from Bazzy to maybe really get the side of University of Western Australia across that line.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, look, I think Overpass is definitely going to be a very interesting map in the way it's played. You know, I was talking to a lot of players at the last community Counter-Strike LAN event that happened, you know, a couple weeks back. And definitely, you know, when the topic of Overpass came up with some of these, you know, more experienced players, the whole thing they kept saying was about, well, you know, with a lot of these typical 3-lane maps, it's about, you know, taking passive control and things like that. A lot of control is just there, and as CTs, you can just kind of play back, play these angles. But Overpass changes that up a lot because you have to actively take control. So much control is just handed to the Ts if you let them take it, of course. You know, you have like that connector area where you can just send a player down, and if no CTs is running there, that's so much control where you can just lend your way over towards the B side or towards those bathroom areas, being able to pop back up on the other side. You know, you can send yourself to so many places as Ts. So as CTs, you really have to step things up quite aggressively on that one. So Overpass definitely playing a lot different in that respect, in the fact that you have to be actively fighting for the map. Very much so. There's so many things as CTs you have to do just early on to establish control. It's not just handed to you in this one. So we'll have to see, of course, how the teams are going to adapt around that. I will double check, but I do believe it is going to be RMIT starting on the CT side as per the vetoes. So look, we've talked up some of these players on the RMIT side of things, particularly, you know, Bibian, of course, Stonepix. Definitely players that have that bit of experience behind them and can lead the team as a result. We'll have to see how exactly they're going to go pushing forward on this one.
Yeah, I feel a map such as Overpass, of course, you said, very, very prevalent to taking a lot of control. It's about how these teams kind of play off each other. We didn't see too many crazy team plays. Of course, we saw a boost here or there, a flash for a teammate here or there. Maybe we need to see a lot more of that coming into this one, especially for the side of University of Western Australia that, you know, RMIT Black, you know, feel kind of like the favorites in this one. Didn't show it in their last game, but of course, University of Western Australia really started to shape them to their core in that last map, and maybe looking to do the same here. And of course, I'm all about looking for that kind of fountain to con control here, of course, especially for the side of University of Western Australia. Getting to start that tier side, getting maybe some aggressive confidence in them in these first few rounds could be the difference maker.
Yeah, 100% right. I mean, UWA, if they're able to get that early momentum, of course, they, you know, we said they're going to be starting on that T side of things, so being able to get themselves up, established, just having that bit of, you know, those rounds to work with as they set themselves up for a solid half. If they're able to get themselves, you know, to a good scoreline there and fight just evenly, or take this one away, then when you see the switchover come through, it'll be very interesting to see which teams are going to be able to carry that one further and really just find so much control there as they take the reins of this game and make things happen in their favor. Well, we do see 10 players in the server. The ready-ups are there for the most part from RMIT Black, except for Hypno, who hasn't readied up yet, but we're just going to be waiting on those ones to come through from the players and for everything to be going. Not quite sure what the hold-up is, but hopefully we'll have some insight, of course, from our lovely admin BK, who has been doing such a tremendous job, of course, making sure all the players have been in the server. Big shout-outs to BK. We do love the fella, of course, who's been, you know, getting everyone in and just making sure these games run as smoothly as possible. Because, of course, there are so many games going through from this University League. So many teams, you know, that have shown up. So many clubs that have signed up and put forth some amazing Counter-Strike rosters. Definitely be sure to be on the lookout, of course, at the AEL University League stuff for when the next season rolls around, if you're not already playing. But we are going to be getting into this one, Tony. It is going to be, again, RMIT Black versus the University of Western Australia. Take it away.
Map number 2, University of Western Australia's map pick. We go to Overpass here, and of course, starting off the T side, maybe looking for a bit of early fountain control, of course. So through Connect, and they will be looking to go. You can see nobody for the RMIT Black side playing that position for the moment, completely opting to give that one up. Bibi in has received the call that they might be in Connect, though, so backing off fully for the moment up through the bathroom. And up for all the control right now. The quick pick on the stone picks. The first one to finding a headshot. Another Wine finds it. Hypno with a quick Sue and Mitzi in strong fashion. And are you mad? Us RMIT Black with pistol. Gone just like that, Two Spears.
Yeah, RMIT Black really just doing a lot in that first round. They're completely annihilating their opposition, only losing that one player in stone picks. But they did manage to find 2 before going down, of course. Now we are going to be seeing the buy-up coming from RMIT Black. No such buy available for UWA, as they were unable to get that bomb down, but we will see a couple of upgraded pistols. Still, though, the spray will come through from these RMIT side players. Panda able to catch 2 headshots there, but Simbaclaws firing back with some quite strong Deagle picks there, finding those 2 shots to the head to Panda and Stone picks. And now Simba and Bazzy left trying to do what they can. And we do see that AK, or that M4 rather, being picked up, but Hypno and Bibian from behind will be able to finish them off. RMIT Black, you know, they take a little bit of damage here and there, but overall are able to hold on to that round and take it through towards the very end. Now UWA up for the buy-up. We see that scout coming out for Simba.
And yeah, we know what Simba's capable of with a sniper, scout, or an AWP. Has been very good at wielding that marksman rifle to success here. You can see, though, RMIT Black, of course, have won the first 2 and all in quick succession. Hypno out and peak to come through. And Bibian as well to take out JPC in the playground. Panda almost finding the spray on a Simbaclaws playing the back of that B main tunnel. And well, just like that, 30 seconds in, and RMIT Black have found 3 early picks there, looking to play with the same kind of swagger we saw them start with Mirage. It's, of course, how they can kind of keep it up here. AK still in the hands of Desolate. Panda has retrieved an AK for the trade. High flash going through for the peak for Panda to get out. And University of Western Australia, only 2 members made it. There's 3 stacked up on this B site, but it's quickly traded. Picks have been found. Stone picks. Has peeked through. Desolate knows exactly where that player is coming from. The bomb is dropped in the open, actually in the hands of RMIT Black if they can get to this flank quick.
We'll see what Desolate can do. I mean, it's definitely set up very nicely in this 1 versus 2 in the fact that these players are isolated away from each other. And that's kind of what you want to do. Isolate the 1v1s and take players one by one. But Vivian in a great position there as Desolate, not really expecting the player to be so close by. Just holding that headshot angle will be able to find the quick tap to the head and find a third round for RMIT Black. Able to survive that T-side buy round from the University of Western Australia. Now we're going to be seeing a buy again from the T side, but not quite the same heavy investment, just purchasing up some upgraded pistols, of course. We're going to be seeing the P250s, the Deagles, the CZ all coming into the mix. Interesting seeing that CZ on the T side. It's not too often you see that, as we see a lot of the Tech 9s being equipped instead, but JPC will fall down as well now, so I guess that CZ not doing too much. Mitzi just carrying across that crosshair, just dragging it around those players and managing to find the shots as it all lands on target. Last player as well to fall down in Simba, as realistically, UWA, they're able to get out on that site, but not able to do too much on it, as the M4's really just shredding there.
Tell you what, Tuzbies, when I grow up, I want to just be like Mitzi. Beautiful spray coming out from him so far this series, and well, you can see it's definitely being displayed in the scoreline. 4-0 for the RMIT Black side to start this second map off, and well, you can see the confidence is flowing through. Good early HE from Hypno. The read that the University of Western Australia were going for, that kind of playground peek towards Fountain, because RMIT Black have been taking so much space towards that side of the map early on.
I mean, I suppose that's one of those HEs you can just throw on a default as well, like establishing that early control. You often see teams just throwing Molotovs or things like that there, and Hypno not having one, just had that cheaper HE, of course. Still does plenty of damage, though, expecting the players to push out, but they still do maintain control as he falls back off. So now they've got that control over towards that playground side of things. We'll be able to push up over towards Party, as now they take their way up over towards the A side of the site. Simba Claws able to find that kill onto Panda as well. Just going for that lovely AWP pick. Will be able to win that AWP on AWP duel. But Vivian still lurking around the bathrooms. Will be able to find 2 back in quick succession. And now that changes the course of things. RMIT Black holding on quite well. Now we'll be able to push back up and grab that bomb to meet their teammates over towards A. But still not maintaining that side control and being shut down. Hypno in a great position as well to drop this bomb. I'm not sure if now spotted the player. I don't think so. Oh. Simba able to find that one, but the bomb being dropped to Hypno, finding that kill off camera. That is absolutely disastrous.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for the University of Western Australia. You can see Hypno such a prime position there, and Simba Claus, the gift that keeps on giving, will not be looking to put any more under the tree this time around for the side of University of Western Australia. It's just up to Bazzi with the SG caught at long and maybe looking to save here. But of course, Hypno's got other plans. Looking to push through Party. Will be taken out. Walled by Bazzi. Takes out Hypno, and the round still taken away by RMIT Black in the ends of it. 5-0. This is not the start I expected to see, especially going to Overpass, which is University of Western Australia's pick.
I mean, that certainly was, you know, one of those rounds where UWA kind of played themselves in a way, right? They had that control and things, but they just waited so long to push. They got picked apart, but in the end, by the time that it was down to that one player, he didn't have any time left to make any plays at all. We see some more early utility being thrown out by RMIT. Once again, the HE landing on target as JPC is taken down to 67 HP. Simba Claws as well tagged to 89. Not quite as big of a fatal blow, but that one certainly will be, as Simba now falls to that very, very narrow angle that Panda is holding over towards Playground. Very beautiful stuff, and will still maintain that angle. Not quite going to be falling back off the pig, but UWA not there for retrade either, although JPC will be able to push up on the other side and catch Hypno off guard, bring it back to the 4-on-4. Now a minute left for UWA to push out. They will be regrouping over towards that bottom of A, just making themselves, you know, giving themselves that control over towards the bathroom, taking it slowly. They've still got a bit of time. They've still got that util ready to exec out onto the site. When they do, they're just waiting for the call to be given.
You can see slow and steady, maybe be winning the race this time around. You can see the smoke being set up by Desolate. Short walk. Park here, 3 players. Desolate to catch Panda out there, caught next to Sign, and unfortunately That leaves the site maybe open for RMIT Black to give
Oh.
up. But Bibian in the corner. 3 from the truck. And looking for the 4th. Mitzi there to help out. And RMIT Black shut that hit down before it even happens. University of Western Australia, they're going to be dropping another at 6-0 and not any sign of stopping yet for RMIT Black.
God, that was such a beautiful lineup there from Bibian as all the players came through. I mean, they had such a good-looking exec there as well. That was really well done, the way they had the site covered with smokes. The beautiful flashes, especially from Desolate there, to just find that kill, or rather, yeah, from Desolate there to find that kill onto the site. But overall, just not checking that corner really being their undoing, and Bibian in perfect angle to capitalize off it. Hypno also capitalizing off some kills coming through their way as the players just try to push up, but will be denied safe passage. Panda as well, following up, watching Hypno's back as he's knocked down to 5 HP, but not knocked out of the round just yet. Now, and Bazzi there to attempt to try and regain something here. They will find that 1 kill, finally finishing off Hypno, who was left alive maybe a bit longer than they hoped for. But Bibian still just playing so strong towards the end, will be able to find the last 2, securing a 7-0 lead for RMIT Black, and being able to carry away that AWP. And speaking of Bibian, look at the KD at the moment. She's currently up 10-1. Such an absolutely huge amount of damage being dealt.
Yeah, and average damage per round, ADR of 121. Bibian definitely feeling very warmed up in this second map. Of course, we saw a little bit of it in that first map, but of course, you know, it was kind of outshined by her teammates here. Mitzi, Hypno, Stone Pixel, really picking up some good numbers, but this is Bibian's kind of map to rule over University of Western Australia. And of course, you can see spread about the map this time, looking maybe for some B control. Bibian pushed deep up through this a long Desolate up through connector. They've given a lot of space here, RMIT Black have, but the way they've been taking these rounds, the way they've been taking these fights, they're more than happy to kind of give that space up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's kind of in the way they've got about it, right? You can see that sort of map control and just play, you know, pick your fights. That's what they've been so good at thus far. But again, we're just seeing RMIT Black take early map control left and right, really. But UWA hoping to try and make their way back out over towards the B side of things now, managing to find those 2 kills as Hypno and Stone Picks fall down. And that opens up the site. They're still playing this one rather cautiously, as, again, they don't know for sure if there's a 3rd player ready and waiting, but what they don't know is that, yes, that site is very much cleared out, except for Mitzi getting ready to push back up over through short, and Simbacores, now having that AK picked up, might be able to, or rather, might be able to get out on that other side, holds on to the AWP instead, will be able to find it, but Panda there for the quick refrag, will be in a good position as well, but now still fighting, won't be able to make it the 1-on-2 for Bibian.
That's unfortunate. Now Bibian put up to the plate, put up to the test, able to find it. Both players very low on time, 10 seconds I believe left on that clock to University of Western Australia to get that one down, and Bibian's able to play with the time, and again, keeping that reputable KD 12-1 to Bibian, and 8-0 here for RMIT Black. Do they stop on the CT side? We'll yet to see. University of Western Australia, it's going to be a PP Bison here for Simba Claws. The rest of them with those AKs. Maybe looking to spread about this fountain control. Of course, Panda, for a deep peek and deep shot. Bazzi already drops.
Oh, that's a really nice opener from Panda there. And a second, too, as Simbaclaws tries to peek out through Con, but just having the perfect read, changing up the angle and doing it so well. And Mitzi as well, finding that kill through the smoke to trade out for Hypno. Just doing so well to shut down UWA there. You know, we've seen that kind of some of the same sort of recurring problems for UWA in this one, where they've just taken too long to get out to site when they've had that control. That's kind of what happened in that last round against Bibian. They had that bomb dropped there, and they just gave the angles away for Bibian to just capitalize on it and find those 2 kills. But more than that as well, when RMIT Black have gone for these aggressive plays, it's really just worked out in their favor time and time again. The trades haven't been sufficient to find the damage, and now left on a 1-on-3 net, make that 0 players left for UWA. It's just this same sort of recurring theme where RMIT Black, they play very aggressively, and when they want to, and when they do, they find everything going their way, especially Bibian, currently leading 14-1.
Yeah, they're just reading these rotations here. You see that Vivian was just in such a good spot time and time again, up through connector that time around to spot the players coming from that position. And University of Western Australia back to the pistols and back to sour straights here for them for the moment. Mitzi able to find a quick one onto Desolate, peeking that short water smoke early the tunnel, and another smoke comes out from Stone Picks. University of Western Australia, the sightlines are blind to their shots. No, they land for now. Now finding Mitzi, and that's an M4 to be picked up potentially here for the University of Western Australia.
Oh, now looking to try and get out as well. Will take a bit of a fight there on a Stone Picks, knocking him down to 43 HP, but not quite able to do anything more than that. UWA will lose another player here. Still 4 on 3. At least they've managed to find that one kill in Mitzi and get that trade there, but we'll see what more they're able to do. Well, JPC will push up over towards the site and using that CZ collect a little bit of control, as now finally we do see a bomb plant from UWA. It's been a while since their last one. We'll see how well they're able to hold on with these pistols. More damage being dealt by Simba Claws, peeking out with that Deagle, but not quite landing the shots on target. Just having that bit of extra sideways momentum as they move around will mean that those shots not quite landing with the crosshairs. And RMIT Black, they're able to move in, and they're able to flush those players out, finding 10 rounds in a row as UWA, definitely the closest they've found to a round in some time, but not able to find it in the end.
And I have to say, this is the most dominant I have to say I've seen RMIT Black so far this season, because history may be looking to repeat itself on our way through this season. RMIT Black 10-0 here on the second map. Of course, they already took first in a very much close affair. The bloodbath was on Panda. Again, an early peek to find Desolate. A freebie to connector now drops, but not without trades this time. University of Western Australia, they've identified that they need to play these trade picks right now. They can't give RMIT Black that man advantage.
God, Panda's just been so good overall finding those opening picks, so that's also been a very strong consistency for RMIT Black when they've had that control over Fountain, just having that play with the AWP, being so strong in finding openers. Even if it has been traded back, that's still not too bad for RMIT. But still, though, that being said, losing that extra player in Bibian certainly does have to hurt a bit. Now, 3 on 3, RMIT Black not quite having the read as to where the players are, still having 2 of their defenders committed over towards B. It's going to be just Stone Picks jump peeking, and we'll be able to spot one player in Simba, and does look to go for the peek over towards Long. Does catch one player, maybe goes for the second, tries to land the spray down, but ultimately won't be able to, as now the site falls under siege by UWA. Hypno already pushed up though, will be able to play from the truck position, catches that one player, and JPC hoping to try and find the recovery, but will be unable to, as Mitzi, having that angle, will be able to get it done and dusted. RMIT Black recovering from what looked to be a much closer round from UWA. They have that site control, but the bomb plant not coming down once more. That's just such a good start again from RMIT. 11-0. UWA hoping they can just get something on the board sometime soon.
And again, I have to repeat the point, it's just discipline from RMIT Black. You know what? They, of course, they concede a site control, they just let them have it. You know what? We'll play for the retake, we'll take our fights individually, and, well, we'll just look to peek and stop University of Western Australia in their tracks. Bibby in. Are we falling short con? And for the moment, it's even once again, you can see the mids is taking such a good angle, just repositioning so well on the side of RMIT Black. Hypno around that smoke catching now, and JPC down to a slither of HP, 16, make it 10 now on the molly burn. But does not have the bomb. It's in the hands of RMIT Black, and, well, attempted wallbang looking to be found. JPC has heard that shot rattle off, so gonna rattle off a few of his own. Flash across tunnel. This is a rough retake to go for. This is a rough round for JPC, and a rough round overall. University of Western Australia, it looked so close in that last one, but not quite so this time around. RMIT Black continue their streak of dominance. It's 12-0 been answered by University of Western Australia.
I mean, definitely a rough round for UWA, but you could say that about the previous 11 before that one as well. RMIT Black really just steering this game into their control so tactfully there. and they're all firing off. The kills very much spread evenly across the team as everyone so far doing tons of damage, and UWA just not finding the picks that they need. But still, they press onward, hoping to try and find some kind of recovery here as they go out once more. Playing very aggressively, we see Simba try to take that fight onto Panda over towards Long, forced to back off now. If that was an AWP, that was a pick, but unfortunately, the UWA economy not so strong as to enable that big green to be purchased up. We do see the jump scout try to come through, but Simbaclaw's not going to be aware of Bibian peeking around towards the right-hand side, and that is going to be quite unfortunate, losing that player early on, just when it looked like Simba was doing some damage. Well, we'll be able to do no further.
Seems that RMIT Black just have every answer. They're in the heads of the University of Western Australia, and you have to feel for them. They played such a great first map, and, you know, to come in to overpass their map pick, you feel like, you know, the pressure was on, but it was more than doable for them for the moment. RMIT Black just seem to be at home here on overpass. You almost feel like it's a role reversal. RMIT Black looks to be the way they're playing this map. Could be their pick, but quick pick being found by Bazzi. In 30 seconds, University of Western Australia looking to go towards this A site once again, but it's the god Bibian standing in their way so many rounds in a row. She's been so confident in finding these picks and finding these kills for RMIT Black. It's just JPC Stinky left. 100 HP, no unit cell, and a shot from Mitzi to close it once again. It's another round to RMIT Black.
And even if that sightline from Mitzi wasn't so clear, the fact is, in the end, JPC just having no time, because again, UWA have just been taking so long to get out at this point. They really just need to go for some faster play. They need to change up the momentum or do something from it. I honestly would be very much in favor of just seeing them go for a rush B play or something just simple like that, because at this point, they just haven't been able to find anything by slowing it down. You know, they need to do something here with a quick play, but as they attempt to do so, as they attempt to get out, they lose those players in Desolate, and now at least JPC able to trade one back, but Bibian just playing so well around the map will have that control towards Connector as they drop players left and right. And again, now it's just a 1 versus 4 for Simba, and that is just so unfortunate.
Yep, no, they're to close it 14-0 RMIT Black at the last round of the first half, and Luther, they're already looking at match point potentially just on this first half alone. And of course, the University of Western Australia, it's another buy. It's a sketchy one at least. It's PP buys and Zeus here for Simba Claws. You have to admire the gusto, though, to still look to purchase, still look to play this one, because RMIT Black have been looking all so dominant this first half alone.
You would swear this was RMIT Black's map pick, but it's not. You would 100% think that Mirage was the pick of UWA, but I looked over the vetoes, and that's just not the case. RMIT Black, they got this map handed to them, and they're dealing with it absolutely so well, although maybe not so well in this round, as UWA finally getting themselves a lot of control here, leaving it all down to Bibian, as they've just done that kind of rush B play, ran over towards the site, and they finally pick up a round here. UWA able to end that half with at least one. No 16-0s today, but RMIT Black still having that impressive scoreline. That big long streak of blue you see as you open up the scoreboard, definitely a telltale sign of a strong CT side. But now RMIT Black heading into this next half straight away, no pause in between. They're looking to try and keep that up. UWA hoping to try and find some rounds consecutively at the Verona course.
You can see RMIT Black going as group up through con. They go and already find Desolate. Left Desolate out in the middle of that party position over towards Park. And you can see straight to A, looking to walk up here, take the picks, backside, Hypno, Stone picks, finding Simba and Bazzi already now, and JPC Stinky looking to use something, anything. The dual Berettas are good for one for now. It's 15 already. Bibian to find JPC. 15-1 at least. You know, the University of Western Australia, they've found a round. They've got that kind of confidence that they didn't get 16-0'd here.
They've got that confidence in the fact they're able to find that round, but this is still very much so a rough game for them, as RMIT Black have just been showing quite a lot of strength, and they've really been looking to just kind of send a message to anyone watching on that they are not a team to mess around with. They are absolutely gunning for a spot in the playoffs and looking to try and hold on to that esteemed RMIT Black name. That's such an unfortunate flash coming out there for JPC. That's definitely not the flashbang he was looking forward to, but still does manage to recover and find that one kill. Simba as well will be able to stop the bomb plant with that HE, and that sharp shot coming with the Deagle as well. So much damage being done in an instant. Maybe UWA might be able to hold on to this one, as this force buy certainly doing quite a lot against the push of RMIT. We'll see Simbacores manage to find one more and make it another as they find the 4K in the end. An excellent round from Simba, being able to now double the efforts of UWA, double the rounds that they've taken with that second. RMIT Black, they're still on match point, but the game will continue onward.
Yeah, it's good. Game is going to be continuing, at least for the moment. University of Western Australia, they have a bye. They've stolen away an AK. They've got a few SMGs in the midst. And RMIT Black, well, I feel for, the first time this game actually stuck to pistols. Of course, they've been so dominant in that first half that you really didn't see them without a bye for that entirety of it on that CT side. Panda with a beautiful shot that Sec 9. JPC sneaky balls, and now is able to find a few more with the M4. It's another onto Mitzi. Bazzi able to trade it back, and it's now just left to Stone Pits, caught in the water, caught in the tunnel. And third round to University of Western Australia. I feel RMIT Black not too worried though. They've got plenty of rounds to work with, and of course, just looking to get that cash up in and get that buy through as soon as possible.
See, that's the thing. They only need one slip up from UWA. That's all that RMIT Black need right now. And that's kind of the pressure you have to fight against when you're fighting up against the 15 scoreline, especially since you're down by 12 rounds. UWA, they definitely could spring to life here, but they're going to have to match that kind of effort from RMIT Black, winning all those rounds in a row in order to keep this map going. It would be quite the miracle, but still, they're going to try and deliver it. As we see those early kills come out from Desolate, he is traded out, but still not too bad. Oh, that's not the HE Simbacores wanted. Well, a bit of that that same sort of self-utility damage we saw come off from that first map, carrying into the second, this time with a HE, but this time not going to find a kill on him to himself, but for the most part, UWA just using that superior buy, of course, to shut down their opposition in that one. Now, RMIT Black will have themselves a buy up once again. AKs all around, as we see plenty of util, 4 smokes rather, already bought up. Maybe Mitzi will commit with the 5th as well. There it is. A lot of flashes and a HE for Stone Picks, as RMIT hoping to close this one out here and now.
Yeah, they got the AKs now. You can see XM auto shotgun for now. Could be good in, whatever position they want to play. Unfortunately, the auto shotgun only good for one shot. Bibi and no take extremely low. Mitzi will be finding Desolate up through Con and wrap up through Con, the side of RMIT Black looking to go. Mitzi wanting to lead the charge over towards A, and of course University of Western Australia, they've still got 3 players standing. They need to even these numbers. They need to find a pick here or there, because they also maybe need to look to rotate here. A is completely open for the taking if RMIT Black want it, and they will smoke on to the bank position. And the walk up to the site, the plants go down. Not after a pick being found by Simba.
Yeah, lovely pick coming out from Simba, as now, well, you see Mitzi's body just still sitting there, of course. Thank you, Auto Director. There we go. Panda, going to be holding on. There is now UWA still thrust into this retake situation, and that's unfortunate for JPC. The gun barrel being spotted out just the edge of the smoke. Panda able to find a kill over towards Banker. Stone Picks having his back there, and Bibian finding that final one. It's RMIT Black able to take out that map number 2, 16-4. Doing quite the good job in the end with all of those rounds, 14 in a row, and being able to find those last ones as well. RMIT Black are going to be taking both of the maps tonight, 2-0 scoreline for them, and that's certainly looking quite good as they look to continue themselves through this group stage, of course, through the University League.
Yeah, say what a map it was, and I feel what a series it was for Bibiane overall. Of course, we spoke about experience and how talented she is as a player, and that definitely shined through this evening. Hypno as well. Really, RMIT Black hitting on all margins this evening is what really brought them to that kind of dominant scoreline in that second map.
Yeah, 100% right. Well, look, we saw absolutely some tremendous stuff coming out in the end there. RMIT Black, they certainly looked very dominant on Overpass and very strong as well over on Mirage. But that is going to be it for us tonight, of course. But before we do wrap things up, we do have some lovely, lovely sponsors to talk about because, well, without the sponsors, show wouldn't be possible. Tony, you got some things to say?
Of course, we've got our lovely friends over at Predator, AOC, and RIG. Of course, Predator conquer new worlds with Predator Gaming today. They put power and precision into the hands of everybody here this evening. Of course, elevate your gaming experience in every way with the quality and performance thanks to Predator Gaming. And of course, AOC, the best viewing experience and the best seat at home for all of you. AOC, the global leader in monitor display technology, more than 50 years of experience. AOC has delivered. And of course, you can get yourself a wide selection of stylish monitors, whether you're at home, whether you're at the office, or whether you're just doing some general gaming. Of course, AOC have you covered. RIG, what it takes to win. We saw RMIT Black, have what it takes to win in dominant fashion. They took a 2-0 this evening. Of course, RIG developed quality headsets for superior audio for competitive gamers or streamers alike. Of course, you can join the RIG team today and enhance your gaming experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Huge shout out, of course, as always, to Predator, AOC, and RIG for helping to deliver that matchup, of course. It was quite the excellent bout we saw between those two teams, and there's going to be plenty more, of course, thanks to the AEL's University League just having so many teams in it this season, so many strong competitors. Of course, if you want to find out more about the AEL or upcoming events and live streams, be sure to check out AU Esports League on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and now TikTok as well. Love to see, you know, lovely, lovely TikTok coming out. Plenty of clips I've already seen come up of so many strong players in the AEL. Be sure to, as well on Twitch to follow at AEL Uni, where you currently are if you're watching on Twitch, or hop on over to twitch.tv/AELUni2, where right now we've got another game going on simultaneously with the UNSW Raw taking on the MQ Lemons. So definitely be sure to hop on over there to watch that one unfold. But that's going to be about it for us tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you again with more AEL University action next time.